Talk about bringing punk energy into crunk.
Can I add one thing to that? Which I feel like maybe in 03 or 04, we actually did a phone interview like 100 years ago. Wow. And you said specifically this. You were just like, I'm making punk music.
Right.
Because I feel like people don't know you have a punk background as well.
So I was going to punk clubs in the 80s. I was a skater in the 80s before it was cool.
I was going to say Lupe and Pharrell get the public credit, but talk about black Atlanta skate culture.
I was skating
in
in high school at Frederick Douglass High School in Northwest Atlanta, where black people don't. What are you doing? Riding a skateboard? Why your hair look like that? Why you got those combat boots on?
What did the hair look like?
I had a little swoop. I had a little Pee Wee Herman kind of little swoop thing. But like, why you got this army jacket on? Why you got combat boots on? Why you dressed like that? Why you got that anarchy? What's that A on the back of your jacket?
Where were you getting all those references
how
from?
did you come to it?
Skateboarding. Skateboarding honestly opened my mind to other cultures, other music. It made me be able to be in a room with people of different ethnicities and be able to have a conversation and relate. Because Atlanta is kind of segregated. Black people stay over here, the Mexicans over here, the white people over here. Like, that's how it was. So, you know, not around other races, are really around them, like hanging out and doing things together, you can't relate. You know, you don't know how to have a conversation. So skateboarding, all kind of kids are skateboarding. And we riding skateboarding all day, all over the city. We're spending time together. And then going to the skate contest, they're playing Faction, they're playing Bad Brains, they're playing Dead Kennedys. They playing all these bands. And I'm like, the bands are in the skate videos.
Right.
Because we were buying the skate videos, VHS, Bones Brigade, and all of that crap back in the day. So I got exposed to punk culture, and I started to go into, like, it's a little-known club a lot of people don't know about, but in the 80s, the realest punk club in Atlanta was a club called the Metroplex.
Okay.
And it was actually down the street, like 3 minutes from the Phoenix.
Wow.
Which is crazy that later on I'm ending up DJing right
down the block
where I used to go to this punk club. And this is where I seen like Faith No More and the Chili Peppers and like all of the real like Misfits and shit like that. Like all of the real like new wave and punk, the
late 80s, early 90s
were in this spot. Like all of this to say I've been in the real punk clubs. I've been in real mosh pits. I've seen real punk bands. So I know the energy of that. And when I started to go and be in, you know, the 559 when they play lay it down, you hold lay it down, and the crowd is like, I can see threads. And so when I'm making music now, my energy from being in those punk clubs, that spirit, that energy is going into the music, you know. So, and that's how I used to pattern myself on stage. Like HR was like my, you know, Bad Brains my favorite band, and then HR is like the way he is on stage or was on stage, his energy and his unpredictability, and like he let the music take over him, right, and let it just and just wild. And so I used to, you know, get a beer and spit it up in the air or shake the beer on the crowd and like, you know, just rage. We used to bring that into the stage show. So yeah, the punk, the correlation, and crunk was an expression of the youth. Like it was a way people could go and let out all of that energy from the hard week or school or life. They go to the club and because there used to be mosh pits in the crunk clubs.
Of course.
It wasn't just people. It was like a mosh pit. So it's where they could get all that aggression of life out. And I saw the same thing in the punk clubs in the 80s. So that's why I would always make that correlation as for what we were doing.
And also, you know, historically punk, especially in the late 70s, before it becomes sort of a little bit more formalized, very disrespected by the rock music of the day.
Right.
Like, oh, those guys don't play instruments well. Right. They're not really singing.
Exactly.
There's no lyrics. Like,
right.
And I do think that's kind of like a rap that you and you were getting.
Yep.
And I
100%.
wonder, like, to be on the receiving end of that, were you just like, I see it connect?
Yeah, like
basically
I don't
like
give
that.
is a punk song.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a reaction to like the lyrical rap of the mid to
like
late
we're saying
90s and 80s.
You're in the VIP. That like you got this car, you got money. We ain't got all that. It was like anti whatever.
Yes.
Anti person with everything.
Yeah.
Anti jiggy to use it as the term of the era.
That is literally, I've never thought about it in this way till you said that, but that is literally a punk freaking song.
Right.
The lyrics.
And what's it like then to see the long tail of punk's influence in rap all the way through, whether it's drill, the rage music, Travis Scott's,
Cardi,
and Mosh Pits, Playboy Cardi, obviously bringing Atlanta punk
even
back.
EDM, when they do the big, they do the wall of death, I think is what they call it, when they make everybody split and they run together.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm just sitting there smiling.
Right, you're like the godfather of all of that in a way.
Yeah, and I see Travis Scott and some of the other artists are like when they do these big festivals and they make everybody mosh, and I'm just looking like
stage diving. Yeah,
music has come along. Hip hop has come a long way.